MMC plant and batches with material, okay, created by whom? That is your batch. So there is MCH1, that is for the cross plant. So I do not have, I think, plant option. I can give the material and see if it is available in two different plants. Okay. So this is repeating, but a batch number is different. So we have created so many aspirin batches. So one is MCHA, MCH1, MCHB. Okay, this is showing me the stocks. So I can open the 1710. And if there are any stocks, it will also give me the storage location. I believe it should give me the stock situation here. So how much I have under this batch, under this material, under what location? MCHB.
Sir, this is also shortage report. No?
These all are tables we are looking at.
No, no. Currently open batch
So,
stocks.
yeah, I am in the table SA16N and I am looking at different tables from the batch.
Okay.
So you are talking about the MMBE, MB5B, what we have seen. Those are the reports, but here we are looking at the backend. So these are my tables. If I don't have access to those reports in the production environment, but I want to find the data, so tables are available with the functional team. Okay, we do have access to look into the tables, and maybe there would be a few restrictions as well, that I cannot see if the HR module is implemented. I cannot go in the HR module tables and I can find out the salaries of the people, right? Those things are not available. Even if it is available, there will be a track that who is accessing those tables, and then there could be some serious issues. I have heard in the past, in the implementation, few people from HR module, they tried to find out the salaries of different people and they were kicked out from the company. So if you have access, please do not do that. And then the batches are done, production process orders, everything. Yeah, I think most of them, which is important from my side, are covered. There could be like different module tables that sometimes a PP guy need to also access. Yeah, so the common ones. Okay, let me tell you the common ones. So we have Mara. Okay, the general material data. So whatever we are creating in MM01 and MM03 and 2, right? Those details we need to see. So how do I find out? Either I will have it in Mara or I will have it in MARC, M-A-R-C. Okay. So if we are very new to SAP and we do not know the tables, how do I find it out? What table I need to go in, what field I need to check in. So if I go to Material Master, mm, so I'll select MRP views. Okay. So I have data. Suppose I have something like this production storage location. Now I want to see which table this data has stored this information and what will be the field reference. I can press F1 on this, which is I need to press something, function plus F1 on my laptop. Okay, I will first of all get the detail information that I can read through, and I can click on this technical information, and here I can see my table name, and then that field name is LGPRO, that will store this particular information. Okay, so you have to first click on the field which you want to find out. Sometimes you will directly get a table, sometimes you will see here it will be written as structure. Okay, so structures are not tables. If you find that, it will not be available, but this field name will be still the same under the structure also. This is table, I can directly go to mark. Okay, I can show you one example. So this is my mark, right? I can copy this particular field and do control F, and I can put it here, and I can see this production storage location is visible now. Now I want to show only this, right? What I can do, I can deselect everything. I can just select this, you do control F, and I have matnar, MATR. Yeah, matnar is my material. I can give aspirin. Then I can see if there is any entry. Yes, there is an entry. I can execute, and I see 17(1)(a), which is available here, right? So this is how you find out the tables by pressing the F1. You can go to the technical information, and you can easily find out where this particular detail will be stored. So in-house time, technical information. So this is mark, but this field is different, right? So I can go to this field, I can find out the data. So I can do control F, find this out, put a output check mark, and then execute. Now it will show me 3 and storage location. Okay. So this is mark for me, and we have Mara, where I have all the materials under a plant. I think I have a plant. Okay, let me put aspirin. So here what information is being showed to me. It is available under the client 100, aspirin created on this, changed by this guy, FERT. I don't think so. Plant is there. Plant is in MARC only, mark. This is giving you the header information without my plant. Okay. So all plant data is available under the MARC. Another important thing which usually helps each module person is that change by whom and changed what, right? So here I am going to aspirin again. I am going to MRP views, enter. I have to go and change. Okay, so I'll go to MRP3 view, and then I'll update this to 40. Okay, and I'll save it. Now the person or the end user comes to you and says that this was supposed to be 10 or 11, but now it has been updated to 40, or in the background job something is running and it gives you a different result. Now you analyze and you find out that this is coming as 40. You tell the end user says no, this was supposed to be 11, right? How do you find out what happened? Is there a track of this? Yes, there is a track. I can go to environment, I'll go to display changes, and then I can see on the latest date, which is today's date, this guy has done something in MM02. If I double click on this, I can easily find out that planning strategy 10 was updated to 40, and I can throw this back to the end user with this information that this guy in your team has updated something because of which you are not getting your result properly. Okay, so these are very small things that will help you a lot in your root cause analysis, because these are very, very common issues. Somebody will change something that somebody will not know, and then they will raise a issue. Okay, so after this, we can go to the functional spec discussion, which is on my laptop. Over here, do you have anything, or I can go to my functional spec?
You can go.
Please proceed.
Okay,
Sir, mass change procedure.
mass change. Okay, so mass change transaction is MASS, right? Or I think you have as MM17 also. Okay, so these are few, both the transactions can be used to any do any changes. So the tables which we have seen, right? I talked about Mara, Mark. This is for description. So now suppose I want to update strategy or in-house time for 10 materials. What I can do, I can go one by one and do it, which is time consuming. I can choose this table, choose the field. Okay, I have to again search for the field if I remember it. Let me see if it is copied last. Yeah. So this is my in-house time. Okay, I'll select this. I will execute. And then I can give a range of materials, or I can add materials one by one here. So I can give aspirin, I can give BMW X5, I can give BMW X4. Okay, three materials as of now, and execute. Under which plant? So it is showing me that you have 5 and you have 2 under this aspirin. I think I gave a wrong name. That's why I did not keep picked it up. Now I want to make a change as 10 as in-house time in both of them, or 10 materials. Assume you have 10 materials here. After you have given this value, you have to click on this perform mass change. Okay, so now I can see it is already 10. Okay, and then I can save it. You got a green light. That means these are now updated. You can verify in MM03. You can go to BMW X4. Here it is in-house time 10. You can go to X5 as well. Here you can see it is 10, right? So this is how you can do a mass processing using the transaction called mass, MASS, or you can use MM17, which is your mass change. So whatever is available, those only things can be done So you have to choose your correct table and correct field that you want to update. Okay. So I'll go with the PP training table. Then I'll share you these few documents as well. So I have this functional spec that we have created for MD61. Not this, it is still loading.
Here's a question related to that mass change. Can we use
Mhm.
the range of the part numbers for mass change? Or
Yes, if you have the range, it's good. If you do not have, take a dump from the table first, and then you can copy paste the materials you want to do.
okay. I mean, if we have an internal range for our spare parts or some
Right,
machine
right. That's what I'm
components,
saying. If you have,
yeah,
if you know that my material starting from 1,100
yeah.
will go to 200, 1,200. So all 100 materials inside that range has to be
Mm,
mass changed. Then you can do that with a range also.
okay.
Okay, so this is a functional spec document which is from a real project. So this is how it looks. Every company will have more or less same format. There could be few things added and also removed as per the company's draft what they are following. But the main things what we need to focus is from the functional side what we need to give. So heading and all those things will be there. What is this program name that you are doing a change? So we are creating an upload program for the sales forecast, that is ZMD61. We have used MD61, right? See, this will be a common thing for all the functional spec documents. Who prepared, revision history, who has approved, and then the business requirement. So any custom thing will have a business requirement, that why do you want to create it? Because tomorrow, if you leave the company, you have done the changes, this document can be handed over to another guy, and that guy, if any issues is there, can read this document easily and find out what was used and what is need to be done. So this transaction is used to upload the mass data with the Excel file, and it has to be done in the either 24 months or 24 weeks. Okay, this was my business requirement. So currently business is not loading the data, but this will allow them to upload it. They wanted to have the functionality ready. So written by functional guy, technical guy who worked on their email address. If phone numbers are also included, those will be done. Okay, business owners like who will be approving this change, names will come. I have removed it. So description, again same description you can put from the requirement. And if with this change any of your business unit is also getting impacted, so all business units using the forecast program. So if you have multiple plants, right, and you are planning to use this particular program for all different plants, so that's why we have given all business units using the forecast program. So it had like 3 plants, so all 3 plants can be using this, and if there is an impact, all of these 3 will have an impact. Now dependency, when you are uploading, what should be the dependency? So dependency is forecast data from the current sales CU template should be converted to a load file that we are supposed to load in ZMD61. Okay, because they have a different format from the sales, and that has to be converted to the format that we are going to upload. Data should be loaded, changed before you run the MRP, or if you have scheduled the MRP, we have seen yesterday, right? Jobs. So it has to be loaded before your MRP run, so that MRP run will consider those changes. If you upload it afterwards and come, my data did not go through, then it's not an issue. Same thing, who is using MD61 can be using this particular program, like the access, who has to get the access. So business control, any data classification or quality controls, any compliances, authorization checks, like who should be authorized to run this custom program, right? Any start conditions you need to maintain. What is the frequency if you're uploading this as a background job, right? You have to put a frequency that it is running daily, uploading data daily, or on an hourly basis or a quarterly basis, whatever the frequency of your business will give you. Like this will be only applicable if you are using the background job, else it is NA. Now, the error handling is the important part from the functional side. What if the error comes using this particular custom program, right? The programs which are provided as standard SAP, those things we can raise it to SAP and we can ask for a help. But something which is custom created, those things, how do you handle it? Okay. So if you are having issues, then program should show the error that it cannot read the file if there is any file issue, right? So that they will understand this is a file issue, not the program issue. Now, a flow chart as well. So if you start it, convert sales CUs to a load format. If yes, load the file to ZM's MD61 and then end. If it is not loading, validate the errors if any. If it is having issues, validate the output if there are no errors. Okay, so a flow chart has to be provided. Not necessarily, but for us, they have asked for a flow chart, so we have given it. So existing process versus the business process, what you are doing, and then the new process. Okay. So program should have a capability to enter the demand for 24 months or weeks. Program should be capable of deleting and re-entering the demand if required. And then how this particular screen will look like, right? This is a custom program. So I have to give the input and output screen, that this is my input. And then a mapper will design like this. Okay. So here I have option of creating change and download the template, which has to be filled by the business. And I also have a test mode. And this is how my output will look like. So these all are Excel based design that a functional guy has to do before we create any custom things in SAP. And this will be approved and then it will go for a change in the system. So we have also added the load file. This is how it looks like: materials, MRP area, month or week indicator, and then the data we have given. Okay, and the logic. So this is my backbone, or I can say heart of the program that has to use and what things needs to be used. Okay, so we are using some functional modules which are also called as BAPI. So this BAPI will capture the requirements and create, and these are standard. Okay, these are standard in SAP. So this will be creating my plan orders, and if I want to change, I will be using this particular program to change my independent requirements. Then I have given some logic that program will take input from Excel. You can read it, I can give it to you, but understand that you need to give a logic that what has to be taken from where and what data has to be given as an output. So I'll give this for your reference. You can read it later. So pass Matner and works into mark table. Just now we have discussed about mark table from the load file and check if there is any blank, then throw maintain strategy group. So there is a strategy group check that has to be done by this program. Okay. And again, then DISM is blank. Then you can find out this in the mark table, that what exactly this mean. Okay. This is MRP type. Maintain the MRP type issue. If it is blank in the material master, if that program has that particular material, it should give a error. Then the date range has to be also validated. So some validation also has to be done by the program, and then it has to update the data, just not randomly load anything. Okay, so there are some field mappings which we have done. What are the helpful transactions from the standard through which you are updating a new one? You can maintain those. And then testing. How do you want to test it? So there will be a test script as well. So instead of test script, this is actually a test data which is added. Test script was separate, which I could not, I think I get it. So this is the data for which we have loaded the file. Okay, but I can give you, okay, so once you have done this functional spec, you have created the test data, you have created a test script. Now how do you run it is also important. So there is a standard operating procedure. Okay, that also I have downloaded. This is, okay, so this is how a standard operating procedure can be created. It can have a different format, but what we have used, I am showing you. So who has approved, what is the title, on the date, signature, all those things. So how do you run it? So this particular program had a T code which is created, also a custom, right? And also a tile was created because this was on S4 HANA. So this is how exactly I gave the input. So Evapor team has created something which is similar. Now we have given that what you need to do and how you need to do. Execute, enter the file, and then you get this data. And if you're getting green and red, that means your issues are there and you can read the issues, data already existing, or maintain some strategy group. So you have to make sure that whatever test you are doing, you have to mix and match those tests so that you can find out the issues also, that it is working properly or not. And then we can see this data was loaded in MD63. We have validated here. Okay, so fine, then I'll give you these two files as well, and I will be also sharing you a couple of other files that are standard operating procedure for running MRP, for entering the forecast, for evaluating the MRP results, creating a resource, creating NBOM, all those things in Fiori. Okay, so here it is given as Fiori. How do you want to create? So this will be useful, and this will be an activity of a functional guy when we are doing a real-time project. Okay, so we need to give them the SOPs as well, standard operating procedures. We need to run each and everything, capture those things, and provide it to the end user. So if they are new, they will follow that for at least 2 months, 3 months, until unless they are comfortable running it without looking at those. Okay, any questions?
Serial LTMC.
LTMC also I will provide you, okay, because that is a lengthy process. I cannot run, but I will give you this document that you can also see and learn. Okay, every step is captured. Okay, you go through this. I'll give you. So whatever else I have from my side, I will try to give all of those things to you. Okay, then, so we can end the session today a little early if there are no questions.